Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, brother.
We are in the island Dominica, not to be confused with Dominican Republic. We are in the Lesser Antilles Islands.
Yes.
And now I am going to talk about with the family, Orthodox Christian family.
Yes.
And to ask them questions, I want to introduce you to your brother Gabriel,
Yes.
with his wife, Sister Theodosia.
Yes.
So, which part of Dominica are you coming from?
I come out from the east. I come out from the east. And you know, she come out from the north. She's from the north. We are in the north right now.
So, which village you were born?
Saint-Sauvé.
And how did you, how did your childhood pass?
Well, we was all right. That time was more hard more than now, because now is plenty more enlightened, because our school was very far. I couldn't go to school because we had 3 miles to walk to go to school. I myself couldn't go to school because my mother was poor and I was the first one, and I have to stay home mostly to help my mother with the liquor one them. So school was very difficult for me to do. But I was a Catholic. My mother used to carry me to church. I used to go to church with my mother. And I went for communion in the Catholic church. I baptized in the Catholic church, and I go church there. And from that, I come up to Marigot when I was 12 years age. To now, I am in Marigot, and I meet Brother Alexis on the road, and I talk to him. And when I talk to him, I ask him if he's a priest. He tell me no, he's not a priest. He's an Orthodox preacher. He does preach. He does make service, keep service with you. He does pray with you, and he does teach you the Bible. So I tell him, well, I would like to join him and to follow him, and I started to follow him. I started to join him, and I go and meet him by Brother Paul, and we started to keep service, 2 of us, until Theodosia come. Theodosia was not in Dominica; she was in Guadeloupe by my daughter. I told her to come, and she come, and we get married there. And Father George came down and helped us. They help us because we don't have money. We are poor people. But I'm glad for what they do to me, and I very love the church, and I love all the members and them in the church. I don't know them, but I love them because they help me. They send in money for me to go to church, for me to eat. They help me a lot, and I love them, and I love the church, and I love Father George. I love Brother Alexis.
So, some people saw your marriage on the internet. How did you come to marry and marry in? Why did you choose to marry in this church?
Well, my reason of choose to marry in this church, I go to the Pentecostal church. From Catholic, I go to Pentecostal. I go to Christian Union, and I don't like them again. And I have stopped go up to 20 years. I never go back there because I didn't like the preaching too much. Again, because I seen when they preach to me, they're doing the same thing what they're telling me not to do, and that is what I seen they do. I asking many of them, why you doing something and you just tell me not to do it. You're telling me that is not good, and look, I see you in the same thing. You're telling me not to drink rum, look, I see you drinking rum. So I say, well, I don't like it, because I want to know if somebody telling me do not do something, it is good, it do good. And I see many of them doing the same thing. And we are saying we are brother in Christ. We're supposed to follow one another. We do the good, and the same good, the bad, they're telling me not to do, they're doing it. So I just keep off from them until I meet my real church. I find that it's not my church, because I say it's for me. This church in Dominica, because look, it seems as though it's myself alone and my wife that is joining it. So I said to myself, God answer my prayer, because I asked Jesus Christ to show me the right church and lead me to go to the right church. And I just meet up with Brother Alexis, and I feel to join him, and I join him, and I married him.
And how do you find the service and the teaching?
The service is good for me. The praise is good. The praise is partly the same thing with the Catholic, partly the same thing with the Catholic. Many words in it is different with the Catholic, but it's partly the same thing for me.
Was it hard to get accustomed, because there is no such kind of church in Dominica?
Well, it will all time hard for me to understand everything, because I cannot read it. But if I could read the Bible and read the book, read the track, I would pick it up better. But I cannot read, so but I satisfy for what God do for me. I satisfy for what God do for me. The reading is plenty, but if you want to believe, if you believe, the reading will not be a must for you to go to heaven. If there everybody want to go, and it's there, I would like to go.
What do you think is the future of Orthodoxy in Dominica?
Well, the future is good for me, but it's the people I find that is, there's many of them, I asking them to join, they're telling me they don't feel to join, they feel to join, they like the way he teaching them the Bible, Brother Alexis, teaching them the Bible, they like it, but they don't like the dress in black all the time. That is why many of them telling me. Because I asking people, and that's what they tell me. The dressing in the black all the time, they don't like it.
But people are interested.
Well, I don't know if they're interested of it, but I know myself. I join it, and I see it good for me.
Okay, thank you. Do you want to wish something to your brothers and sisters in Orthodox Church?
Yes. What I would wish to them is what they wish to me. They wish me good, and I am wishing them good. I don't have nothing to help them as they help me, but I thank God and I thank them for the help they give me. Because when we was going to marry, we didn't have nothing. We didn't have ring. Father George bring ring for us. We didn't have food. Father George bring food. So Father George and Brother Alexis bring cake. I don't know from the two of them who bring it, but we were very happy. And I didn't want to invite. I don't invite none of the people and them, because they're saying that they don't like to come in in the church. So I do bring them to eat my cake.
Did you have any temptations? Usually, when you do good thing, you get a temptation on this way. So probably you get some temptation after you join Water Day.
No. Nobody never asked me no question concerning why is there I go. Nobody never asked me no question concerning why I go in this church. No. Some of them telling me they're glad we married. And they're glad I married with her for her to help me because all I come in all. But nobody never asked me no kind of temptation, no. Making no mock after us, no. We are happy. We are happy.
Thank you for your interview, and Brother Gabriel and Sister Theodosia, and we also pray for Orthodoxy in Dominica and for Brother Gabriel and Theodosia, and by the grace of God we will continue as we can and to get some members.
Yes, I am praying for us to get some members, but I don't know how to get them. I don't know, they don't willing to come. They like him to come and study with them at the home. For myself, tell him, if they cannot, if you go with them one time, you talk to them, you preach with them, you pray with them, and you invite them where we don't have our liquor service, whether it's at my home, who was by Paul, we stay by Paulo 2 months. We stay by Paulo 2 months, nobody never come. Every day, every afternoon, every morning, he does go and meet them, talk to them. When afternoon he tell them come to Bible class, they're not coming. So I myself tell him, stop to go. Because if they cannot need you to come at the home, and they are not coming in the church, you don't have a sense in that.
But Dominica is a Christian country, and women say that Jesus is the most beloved man in Dominica.
Well, Dominica is a Christian country in some kind of way with some of them, because they mostly Christian people in their mouth. What I see, in their mouth, what I see.
And everybody is not working on Sunday, and the shops are closing, so everybody is in the church. This is a good sign, so people give God part of their lives.
Well, it is because the people and them poor. Why they moving so? Because Dominica is a poor country. Dominica is a poor country. So the people and them, they trying. All countries have good and bad. All countries have good and bad. Not that Dominica have some kind of thing now, and rarely now Dominican people come lazy. The young people and them come lazy. They don't like to work, and they like money. And it's drugs they put on their account, making more trouble than anything. What we never see in my young days.
Tell us something about religious situation in your young days, and how did it change since the time?
Well, the religion we had before, in my young days, it was mostly Catholic and Methodist, and it's long after Adventist coming. But now, and that time he didn't have much trouble, and the thing that used to make the less trouble, the police them was more serious. They wasn't working for big money, but they used to control the land, and it didn't have so much people. People wasn't going overseas and seeing all kind of things and come back. People wasn't watching TV, but the young people and them doing mostly what they see in the TV. So that is what I find that bring the island so. But before time, Dominica was a very sweet island. It didn't have much white people. It had mostly Negroes, but it wasn't much people like now. wasn't much.
Last year there was a big hurricane Maria with much of the island. So how did you spend the night of hurricane?
Oh, the night was terrible. The night was terrible. It was the movers in the house, and we was in water. Well, for how much days we have to be there drying the water in the house. It was very hard. And all that make my tummy and my hand get cramped. So it was very, very, very hard for us. It was terrible. And we were seeing more misery for food after hurricane. I had my little house at the back. It mashed it up. I don't get nothing from the government to build it up back. So I am in my daughter's house. But when she come down with all her children, it does be full up, but we don't understand ourselves. We understand ourselves. So if I get a help, I would like to have a little house, but I don't know how the help will come because I cannot walk again.
Many people prayed for their lives, and they say that a hurricane would take much more lives than it take.
Well, Dominica have the hurricane. I don't feel much people will die in Dominica. It's only if the hurricane come in the night, because Dominica have a lot of place to hide, and you see the mountain giving us a lot of help with the hurricane.
What would you say as a message for your people who live in Dominica?
Well, I wish they have courage, and what is it with Dominica? With the Dominican people, we don't pull against one another too much. We don't link with the government that trying with us. We don't pull from the government, and the people and them saying too much foolishness against the government. That is putting back the island, and other foolish one studying the foolish one, and foolish one studying the foolish one. So all that is keeping back Dominica.
You have, you said you have Kalinago ancestors, indigenous blood.
Yes. My grandmother, my grandmother mother was from the reserve, the Kalinago, and I have a lot of family up there by my mother side.
And Dominica is the island which has a reserve for Kalinago people.
Yes. Kalinago people have their quarter in Dominica.
And there is no other island which have such kind of a reserve.
I don't know. If some have a lot of crime, but I don't know if they have, if it's Indian or who they be, but it have a lot. They have a part. I don't know if the government give them the share as the Kalinago. I don't know. Central have them.
So many people, probably pastors, would like to convert you to their religion. Why didn't you?
To the church?
Yes, in the church.
Well, no, because you see, it is, if I want to go to the church, I would have go already. I would go already. If I wanted to go to the church, I would go already. Because all the time I am there not going to church. They are calling me and asking me to come to church. But I telling them exactly I'm not coming to your church. I waiting until I get the right church. So many of them asking me, which one is the right church? I tell them, well, I don't know. But God knows which one is the right church. And God send the right church to me. God send the right church to me. So I am in it. I am not leaving it until God take me.
Well, I wish that the same mind also had our followers, our members of our church, and for them not to go after anything, after worldly things like money, power, pleasure, and glory, but follow the head of our church, Jesus Christ. And but what you have said is a very good message for everybody, and I pray that people would follow your example, and that the church would contribute in their lives, especially in ancient tradition, and for them to get saved and their sins be forgiven. And thank you for the interview. Thank you, Sister.
Yes, brother.
Yes.
Thank you.